So people talk about heroes, and they say they're always talking about people that served in the military are heroes. Well, some of them are, but most of them don't really do anything, heroic. So they shouldn't be called heroes. Obviously, firefighters they are, many doctors and whatever, but most people that aren't working in a field where that's your normal job is to, help people save lives and whatnot. If you act, and then if you go and do it, that's someone who's really a hero because you didn't have to do anything. I'm saying that because you're looking at a true hero. Um, yeah, I'm boasting about myself, but it's true. So I prevented a murder, and I saved multiple people's lives individually. Didn't have to do any of those. So we'll start. We'll start on the first one. During the LA riots in '92, my father owned a hotel in downtown LA, and it was in the thick of things during the riot. Now, the first day it stopped just short, about a quarter mile from the hotel, all the bad stuff, the fires and everything. But then the next 2 days was insane because police were nowhere to be found. Don't even bother calling 911. No one's coming. Fire was busy putting out fires all over the place and dealing with dead bodies and injured people. They weren't coming. So it was absolute anarchy, literally anarchy. And everything's burning and all around us is looting. And so it was the third day, I see a guy and he's got what looks like possibly a Molotov cocktail in his hand. So I perk up, I grab my gun, I confront him, and as I come outside to confront him, he's got a lighter and he's starting to light it. And I pointed at him, I said, "Put the damn thing down. Put it down." He lights it. So I'm yelling, I'll fucking shoot you. He looks at me with his crazy eyes and goes, revs back to throw it. I fired a shot at the trash can next to him to scare him. He dropped it and took off. Now, why is that saving lives? It's saving lives because for two reasons. One, I legally could have shot him dead. But that's not really what I'm talking about. This is an old hotel. It was built in 1913. And outside was brick, but everything inside is just wood, and old-ass wood, and carpeting, and that would have went up quick. And he was about to throw it in a second-story window into someone's room, and someone was in that room at the time. If they were taking a nap or something, that could have burned him. They could have been killed, burnt alive, smoke inhalation. The whole place could have went up. Right, so that's the first time. I was 24, 23. Flash forward to it was 2007, and I was working as a sales manager in LA Fitness in Downey, and someone came and got me to say, "Hey, somebody had a heart attack." So I grabbed the defibrillator. We have the AED, and I ran over there, and he was out. I mean, he was cold. His lips were already purple. I mean, he was dead. There was another guy who was a trainer who was in the fire academy, and then there was also we just happened to have the fire chief there. So the three of us, we handled it. The young guy who was in the fire academy, he started doing CPR while I got the AED ready. I put the pads on him. We stepped back. I hit it. He flew up, and then his heart started, but we needed to keep doing so. Back then, you still did the breath, and they don't do the breath anymore. So I was doing the breath. The other guy was doing compressions, and we had to do that for 7 minutes before the paramedics got there. By the time the paramedics got there, he was already up. He wasn't quite lucid, but he was just like, trying to figure out what's going on. But alive. So we saved him. He was gone. And if nobody did anything, he was for sure dead. 6 other people that worked there were CPR certified. None of them did a damn thing. I was the only one who jumped in there of those, managers that are CPR certified. And I did without hesitation. Right? So then flash forward 2 years later, I'm managing Yorba Linda LA Fitness. Man, someone comes and gets me, a woman had a heart attack on the cross trainer. Grab the AED again, I run over there. Some lady, she's trying to do CPR, but she's doing it too low. She's on her stomach. She's got to be on your sternum. So I tell her to move out of the way. And it's an old lady. So they wear wire bras. So I have no choice. The kit comes with scissors and other things. So I cut her shirt and her bra and put the pads. And, it's an old lady, so breasts flopped over. Well, it's right where I need to put the pad. So I had to pick up her breast and put the pad so I can do it. And hit it, the defibrillator. She jumped, she started up, and she survived. The lady who was trying to do CPR, afterward, she started giving me shit. Well, was that really necessary? Did you really have to take her bra off? Did you have to touch her breast? And right at that time, the fire chief was walking by. He backed up and went, "Hey, lady." He did exactly what he was supposed to do, exactly. And he could have done nothing if he wanted to. He did exactly what he was supposed to. So the Orange County Fire Authority, they gave me an award for it. They did a whole to-do about it and whatnot. Actually, and then before that, years before that, I was in prison for bullcrap reasons, but I was there. And a friend of mine who was doing life for murder, probably never getting out, he ended up dying in there anyway. But he lived right next to me, and I mean right next to me, I mean like 5 feet away. So I came home from work, and there he is, and he's got a shank, and he's trying to sharpen it on the concrete floor. And he's going, "I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker." I'm like, shit, damn it. So I started talking to him, sat next to him, calmed him down, got him to cool down more, think more level-headed. Slowly took the shank away, put it over to the side. After a while, took about 10 minutes. Then he said, "Oh, no, you're right. I'm not going to do anything." So he didn't do anything. 3 weeks later, I paroled. He didn't do anything. I did find out, however, through the grapevine that 2 weeks after I left, he tried to do it anyway. But he didn't have a good sharp object, and luckily it didn't penetrate that deep, and he didn't kill the guy. But that got him sent to the hole and then sent to another prison, and he died years later. So, now, granted, the person he was going to murder was another murderer for life. So if I didn't do anything and he did it, a lot of people were like, well, I mean, who's going to die in prison? He's a murderer, so. But still, it wasn't within me, and the guy was, Ray, the guy who was trying to do it, my friend, he was working hard and bettering himself, trying to be calmer, and, he was meditating and trying to be, most of the time he was real mellow. But, when you have all those years of violence, I mean, the guy was in Vietnam, killed a lot of people there, So killing was nothing to him. So, and then he was, at that time, he'd already been in prison like 24 years or something. So, but anyhow, so, again, not really to brag, but I'm in bad health. Probably, you see oxygen. I don't have probably that much longer. Maybe a few months, a year. Probably not more than that before I'm gone. And I just feel like I want to just kind of get stuff out off my mind, and you always hear people say, "Oh, this guy's a hero. He's a hero," but most of the time they didn't actually do anything heroic. Just because you were in the military, the 80% of the people in the military never had any type of combat whatsoever. I mean, nothing. Most of them never even left the States, or if they did, they just went to Hawaii or Japan or something. And, I mean, yeah, all the jobs are important, but you're not a combat veteran. And the combat veterans, yeah, you want to call them heroes. You want to have mad respect for them, absolutely. But a guy who went to Hawaii and was peeling potatoes for 2 years and then went home. You can't call him a hero, but they do it all the time. So, anyhow, so yeah, I've saved some lives, and I'm proud of that. So, all right.